8 News Now, this is Sports with Scott Bemis.
It was setting up to be a record-setting day on the diamond over at CSN Henderson as Bishop Gorman started the day one win away from an 8th straight state baseball title. But the Coronado Cougars would have other ideas. They'd have to beat the Gales twice to win the title. Las Vegas baseball legend Greg Maddox in the house for this one. His son goes to Gorman. In the first game, the Cougars exploded early. Tyler Brown deep to left and gone in the second. Cougs get 9 in the inning, bat around. They hang on for the 11-7 win. That forced a second game for all the marbles then. And the star of the nightcap was Cougar senior Chandler Blanchard. You see him getting his state medal because all he did was hit 3 home runs in the nightcap, including the go-ahead 2-run shot in the 5th. Cougars win the nightcap 7-4, coming through the losers bracket to lift the hardware at the end, denying Gorman an 8th straight title.
I got 17 seniors on this team. Super proud of them. We've been working every single day for this moment right here. We're 1 game away from it last year, and this year it all came together.
How do you explain 3 homers in the biggest game of your life?
I can't. It just happened. I don't know how to explain it. It was just the best feeling ever.
Now keep in mind, this wasn't a huge surprise. Coronado was actually nationally ranked at times this season. Meantime, earlier in the day, the 1A championship was decided. Boulder City needed to beat Faith Lutheran twice, won the first game, then led 3-0 after 3 in the second, but they couldn't make it hold up. Lutheran plates 14 runs in the final 4 innings, wins it 14-3, captures the 1A title. Congratulations to the Crusaders. All right, from baseball to track, some compelling stories to tell you about from day 2 of the state track meet at Silverado High School. Randall Cunningham II, Randall's son, you see him here. Yeah, he jumped 7 feet 3 1/4 inches. That broke the state record, also bettered his own mark for the best jump in the country by a high schooler this year. Boy, that kid can jump. Here's a girl to look out for. Centennial junior Sydney Badger. She wins the 3200 easily, caps off a state meet where she won 4 total races. And how about wheelchair competitor Cheyenne Leonard? Her 3rd place points helped Arborview move from 6th to 3rd in the team standings. If you're wondering about the overall team standings, the Centennial boys and girls repeated as team champs. UNLV men's golf team fell from a tie for 1st to 4th at the NCAA Columbus Regional today, but good news is it was still good enough to qualify them for the NCAA Championships later this month. First time they've done that since 2010. On the diamond, meantime, Rebel baseball team finishes off the regular season with a 14-6 win at Air Force. Rebs have won 9 of 11 in the lead up to next week's conference tourney. While in Omaha, the 51s win their 2nd straight from the Storm Chasers. They get back to 500 on the year. Horse racing now, and after Orb's impressive come-from-behind win in the Kentucky Derby, people wondering, could this be the year a horse wins the Triple Crown? In a word, no. At the 138th running of the Preakness today, Orb would go off as a 3-5 favorite, but started on the rail and was in the middle of the pack as they came down the stretch.
Down to the 16th hole in front. It's My Lucky Day to the outside. Tries to catch him late, but it's Oxbow and Gary Stevens to win the Preakness in an upset over 8's My Lucky Day.
That's right, Oxbow, 15-1 shot, trained by Hall of Famer Dwayne Lucas and ridden by the 50-year-old legend Gary Stevens. Gets it done, pays nearly $33 for the win. Hope you had that ticket. Orb wound up 4th. In the NBA, Carmelo Anthony providing a little magic, trying to keep the Knicks alive at Game 6 from Indy. Scored 39, gives them a 2-point lead late in the 3rd. Knicks still up 2 with about 5 to play when Roy Hibbert changes the game with that block. Pacers then go on an 11-2 run down the stretch. They win the series in 6. They'll open the Eastern Finals at Miami on Wednesday. All-Star Saturday night for NASCAR in Charlotte. That special event where they race in 5 different segments, $1 million to the winner. Danica won the fan vote to get in the event, and for a while it looked like one of the Busch brothers would take it home. The Vegas natives each won 2 of the first 4 segments, but before the final segment, Kurt and Kyle both had rough stops on the mandatory pit stop, and Jimmy Johnson would take advantage. He gets out in front, doesn't look back. It's his 4th all-time All-Star race win. Finally, there was a UFC knockout tonight that had me asking, did you see that? To Brazil we go for UFC on Fox 8. Vitor Belfort fighting against Luke Rockhold in his native Brazil, in Belfort's native Brazil, and watch what happens.
One slight opening for his opponent to be twitching on the canvas.
Belfort, the former UFC light heavyweight champ and former Las Vegas resident, by the way, lands a spinning kick they'll be talking about for years to come, gets the knockout of Luke Rockhold. Belfort has now won 2 straight at middleweight after losing to John Jones for the light heavyweight title. And you see those kicks sometimes that don't land, but every now and then they do land. And when they land, they do damage.
Bam.
Yep.
All right, we'll be right back.
From 8 News Now, Sports with Scott Bemis.
What's happening, everybody? You could argue the Saints were playing the best football of anybody entering the playoffs. New Orleans trying to win their 9th straight game against Matthew Stafford and the Lions, who were in the postseason for the first time since 1999. Those Lions come out firing. Stafford to Will Heller, 7-zip, just like that. Saints tied at 7, but it's Calvin Johnson this time. Stafford throws for 380. Johnson caught 12 for 211. Now, Detroit held the Saints to 10 points in the first half, but in the second, the floodgates open. Breeze with the perfect ball to Devery Henderson. Then Robert Meacham wide open. It's kind of like a fair catch on this one. Breeze throws for 466. Saints pile up over 600 yards of offense. They'll travel to San Fran next week after winning this one, 45-28. All right, early in the day, it was Bengals and Texans from Houston, featuring a pair of rookie quarterbacks. First time that's happened since 1970. Second quarter, it was a rook on defense, though, making a game-changing play. The defensive end out of Wisconsin, J.J. Watt, the pick. 17-10 Houston at the half. Third quarter, T.J. Yates. He's the rookie starting for the Texans, finds Andre Johnson. Houston assuming control, and they'd put it away on the ground. Arian Foster with a physical 42-yard burst. Texans celebrate a playoff win for the first time in franchise history, 31-10. Basketball now, and after an impressive non-conference slate that saw them go 16-2, the Rebels now have a 9-day break between games before opening Mountain West play at San Diego State next Saturday. Now, in the preseason poll this year, the Rebs were picked to finish second in the conference behind New Mexico. But that was before this team's impressive start, which saw them beat North Carolina, Illinois, and Cal. The Rebs currently sit at number 14 in the RPI, which has most people now pegging them as the favorite in the Mountain West.
We just know that we got to come out every game playing hard, make sure that we're clicking on all cylinders right from the beginning of the game because, any letdowns in conference, you might just come out with, you might start 0-2, 0-3 in a good conference like ours. So we know what we got to work on and we know what we got to keep going.
It's a good problem to have, to know that we're thought highly of. The only thing, again, it guarantees is that we're going to get everyone's best shot, but that's how it always is.
And the Mountain West so far has been pretty impressive this year. 6 of their teams currently ranked in the top 100 of the RPI, and they're only one of 3 conferences, the SEC and the Big Ten being the other 2, who don't have a team who's under 500 at this point. All right, finally, a former Rebel football legend was back in town today. Ickey Woods, who started at UNLV from 1984 to 1987, before playing 4 years in the NFL with the Bengals, was helping to coach a high school all-star game over at Ed Fountain Park. Ickey still lives in Cincy, and he's very involved with promoting asthma awareness through his foundation, the Javante Woods Foundation, named in honor of his son, who passed away at the age of 16 from an asthma attack in August of 2010.
Anytime we can turn a tragedy into something positive, and it also help us to get over the pain and the hurt that we're going through right now with the passing of Javante. So this is a way for us to not only heal but help.
All right, now, of course, you can't bring up Ickey Woods without talking about the Ickey Shuffle, the dance he made famous during his heyday in the NFL. Here it is. He says he still gets asked about it every week. And this dance, a little easier than it looks. Watch. Here's me trying to do my best Ickey Shuffle. Nice jeans, Bimo, by the way. Then Ted gave it a shot. Pretty good. Aaron, I don't know. Look at my spike right there. All right, so we had all these Ickey Shuffles. So we decided to let Ickey watch our shuffles and let him review us. Ickey?
Well, you know what, man? The news anchor, he really messed up my dance, but that's okay. But I have to say the weatherman was, I think he did it. But everybody messed it up pretty good. But the weatherman did it okay, and we can roll with that.
How about that, Ted? Getting a little shout out from a former NFL legend.
Well, that is the only shout out I'll ever get. So I'm happy with that.
You did do pretty good as well. And Aaron, you gave it your best shot at least.
I wanted Ickey to say that I was the worst person ever to attempt it, but he was a little nice.
You got mentioned. I didn't even get mentioned. So either you had to be really good or really bad to get mentioned. I didn't even get mentioned.
You both gave your best shot, and that's what matters.
We'll work on it.
All right. Now you know why we're not going out to the dance clubs.
Yes, please.